Alright guys, I'm Sage Valentine. I'm back here to do this video. I know I said I was not going to film anything until after February 25th, but as you can see, I'm going against my word on that. Just to let you know, I will be reviewing CBS's Celebrity Big Brother. The thing is, my reviews are going to be late. I'm letting you know this right now because my Wednesdays are jam-packed. And unfortunately, Celebrity Big Brother is in the same slot as Riverdale, and I am obsessed with Riverdale. So I will thank God for the CBS app, by the way. Watch the episode on the CBS app, and then I will review it for you guys. So expect the review to come either Thursday or Friday. Saturday, the latest, but I'm going to do my best to get it out on Thursday or Friday, so just stay tuned. So let's talk a little bit about The Walking Dead, because AMC, I want to rise to the level of petty that AMC is at, because for the past 2 or 3 seasons, fans have been screaming and yelling and calling for Scott Gimple's head. They wanted him to get fired. They wanted him out of the Walking Dead universe. They have blamed him for everything, and what did AMC do? They decided to promote him to a higher position. In fact, not even promote him to a higher position. They created a position for him where he oversees the entire Walking Dead universe as far as the content and television shows are concerned. I'm still in shock. I want to learn how to be that petty, because that message of moving him up and then moving Angela Kang up, who on a side note is perfect to be a showrunner of this show because she has directed quite a few episodes, written quite a few episodes. She's amazing. Hell, they used her son as a stand-in for Maggie and Glenn's son. Watch the season premiere of season 7, and you'll see that scene when the cast is like sitting at a table and they're all sitting together, and you see Glenn and Maggie's holding the baby on her lap, or Glenn had the baby on his lap. That's Angela Kang's son. So hopefully they use him as baby Herschel after the time jump. Anyway, I want to rise to that level of petty. AMC is not listening to the fans that much anymore. I think AMC has had enough. Quite a few people said that Walking Dead has jumped the shark. It needs to end, honey. AMC is going to ride that buggy until the wheels fall off and continue going. They have said in quite a few press releases that I have read online, and it also has been reported by other bloggers, that they're going to continue the universe even after the comic books end. And right now the comic book is up to issue number 175. And if you don't read the comics, you're missing out, because that issue was fantastic. This new crew that our heroes have fallen upon, there's something else. But this story arc involving Michonne is just the bomb. So, like I said, I want to rise to that level of petty, and AMC has become my hero at this point, man. People don't listen, man. They don't listen. These networks listen to the fans to a certain point, and then they do what they want to do. So, right now, we're going to finish out this season with Scott Gimple still as the showrunner, but come season 9, he moves up, and so does Angela Kang, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is Star Wars The Last Jedi. I saw that movie the day it came out. I saw it in IMAX. I came out of that movie. I was like, ooh, I really like this movie. I said, man, I'm loving it. I went on social media. Oh my God, so many people were pissed. I'm like, why is everybody pissed? Like, ooh, what's wrong? What's wrong? And then it dawned on me. Let me go and rewatch The Force Awakens, because a lot of people were comparing the two movies. And I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? So about a week or 2 ago, I sat down and I rewatched The Force Awakens, because I had my qualms about J.J. Abrams, because he was a part of Lost years ago, and I was just like, dude, like, why is this show so confusing? And then he made Super 8, which I really love. He also made Westworld, which I love. It's also confusing. And then I found out that he is connected to Hulu's Castle Rock show that's coming out soon this year, because I went to the panel at New York Comic Con, but they only had like a small little teeny teaser. They didn't have a trailer yet, and they were barely into, I think, episode 1, episode 2. So JJ's movie, The Force Awakens, established a hell of a lot. Rian Johnson's movie, The Last Jedi, decided to veer off in its own direction. It held on to a few things that were established by The Force Awakens, but then it did its own thing. One thing, though, that he didn't create was the Force bond between Rey and Kylo, because that was reflected upon, I guess that's the word that you can use for it, or shown, that's a better word, in The Force Awakens. Because in The Force Awakens, you see that part where Rey hears those voices at Maz Kanata's little illegal casino place, and she runs downstairs to the room, and that's when she's thrust into all these memories, and she sees herself watching her parents' ship flying away. But then she kind of falls, and she sees Kylo Ren killing this Knight of Ren. And then he's kind of looking upon her, and when I watched the movie the first couple times, I didn't really think about that, but then I realized, I think that Rey stumbled upon one of Kylo Ren's memories while he was having it. And that happened through Supreme Leader Snoke. So that's when that Force thing really started. It had nothing to do with Kylo Ren in TFA or in The Last Jedi. Speaking of Kylo Ren, I'm a big fan of Adam Driver. I watch Girls, specifically for his character, because if you watch that show, his character is crazy. But I like his portrayal, and I just stuck with the show. I had to take a bit of a break because there was one storyline that was a little bit too much. But I came back to it, and I watched it, and I watched the last season. And you could see in the last season how he bulked up, his hair grew. Like, you could tell that they were filming or about to start filming The Last Jedi when he was filming Girls. So I'm a big fan of his. I did like the Force bond scenes between the two of them. The one thing I did not like was this need for a romantic connection between Rey and Kylo Ren, because again, if I have to go back to The Force Awakens, Rey is afraid of this dude. He's scary. He strapped her to a chair. He read her mind. He threw her against a tree. I mean, he did all that stuff to her. So when The Last Jedi popped up and those scenes popped up, they could be interpreted many different ways. But the thing is, if you don't see a romance between the two of them, there's nothing wrong with you. There's like a collection of girls online talking about, how do you not see a relationship between those two? I don't see a relationship between those two at all. I see more of a connection between Finn and Rey than I do those two, because Finn from day one has been worried about Rey. Rey was worried about Finn. I see their connection, their friendship, their bond. With Kylo Ren, I don't see that at all. Yes, Kylo Ren has a lot of issues. He believes that his parents abandoned him. TLJ, The Last Jedi, set up this storyline to whereas he thinks that Luke was trying to kill him, and it appeared like Luke was trying to kill him, which was another problem I had with the movie, because I'm like, why did you make Luke into like this monster? Because like people were saying online, if he couldn't kill Darth Vader, why is he going to kill Kylo Ren? Like, what? It was just weird. Anyway, I feel like this movie was more of a focus on Kylo Ren, which is what I figured they would do, but I figured they would go into more of a scene having to do with him killing the Padawans at Luke's temple school, and how the Knights of Ren came together. I also thought that we were going to get some background on Finn and what their connection is. I mean, Finn and Kylo Ren, because Kylo Ren, if you watch The Force Awakens, you see that Kylo Ren is pissed at Finn. And it seems personal. It doesn't seem like some random dude. Like, the way he says traitor, I'm just like, you know, you have all these stormtroopers and you're worried about one that defected. Something's up with that. But instead, we get this thing where Rey is trying to save Kylo Ren. Or save Ben, actually. And it becomes this whole, like, conversation of, and I hate to quote what some of the people on Tumblr are saying, but, like, you know, Rey's magical vagina will save Kylo Ren, and it's not going to happen, because I truly believe that Kylo Ren is going to die in episode 9, and I think that General Hux is going to take over and going to be the brutal monster that his father, Brendel, was, plus like 100, because I read Phasma, the book, because I got that on Force Friday and Force Friday 2. And that book gave the impression that General Hux is something else. So this whole slapstick thing in the movie with General Hux was fine and all, but I hope that in the 9th movie, they really focus on General Hux and give us a little taste of who he is. But I do think he's going to kill Kylo Ren, and it's going to happen very quickly. I don't think he's going to survive Kylo Ren. A lot of people want him to be redeemed. If he's redeemed, it'll probably happen before he dies. I know I probably broke the hearts of a lot of Reylos and a lot of people who want to save Ben Solo. Whatever you feel in regards to the movie franchise, if you ship Reylo, if you ship whatever, hey, more power to you. I don't hate on people's ships. My thing is that this movie, from what I've read on social media, managed to piss off a hell of a lot of old Star Wars fans and quite a few new Star Wars fans. There's a collection of girls that are just so into Kylo Ren that that's all they're focusing on, him and then his relationship with Rey. Rose seemed like a good character, but there was just something about her electrocuting Finn that made me kind of go, why? Like, why? And the way they wrote Poe for The Last Jedi kind of pissed me off, because he came across as a hothead, and it seemed like he knew what he was talking about, but it was like Leia wouldn't listen to him, and I'm like, this is completely different from the first movie where Leia seemed to look to him like a second son. And then there was Admiral, I believe she was Admiral Holdo, like her character, I had such high hopes for that character, but it was just something about it that didn't sit right with me, and then she just died before we really got to know her, and she wouldn't tell anybody what the plan was. It was a whole thing with that. So honestly, like, I don't hate The Last Jedi, but there is a lot of problems involving that movie and the storyline, and I do believe that J.J. Abrams can fix it. I just hope they tone down the slapstick and the comedy, especially involving Finn, because that whole thing with Finn, like, he deserved, in my opinion, a better storyline than just constantly being the butt of everyone's jokes. And I just want that character to be seen as something more than just traitor, because he deserves way more than that. Now let's get down to CBS's Celebrity Big Brother. Yes, I will be reviewing that show. Unfortunately, my reviews will be posted a day or so after the fact, because I'm a really busy bee, and Wednesdays are the busiest for me. Really busy. So that's about it, guys. Just remember, Africa is a continent comprised of countries. It is not a country. Be kind to each other. Love one another. Think before you speak. And be careful out in these streets. I'm Sage Valentine. I love you all. Take care, and I will be back in February, unless, of course, something crazy happens. and I need to deliver some really awesome news in regards to The Walking Dead. And here are a couple of shows you guys should check out because I absolutely adore them. Happy on SYFY, Superstition on SYFY, The Path on Hulu, The Runaways on Hulu, Waco, Texas on the Paramount Network. That used to be called Spike. It premieres next Wednesday, the 24th. Also, check out the 3rd season of Channel Zero. And there's one more show. 911 on Fox is amazing. It was just renewed for its 2nd season. It's fantastic. You gotta watch it. I'm a big Ryan Murphy fan. I've watched all his shows. American Horror Story the most, and I love it. Also, check out Alias Grace on Netflix, and check out She's Gotta Have It on Netflix, because that's another one that's really, really good. So, that's about it, guys. I love you all. Take care, and I'll be back February. And Happy wanted to say bye. Bye, guys. See you in February. Bye. Love you all. Bye.